Hello to anyone watching. This is going to be my first video. It is a sketchbook tour. It's my first sketchbook that I completed, which took me way too long. As you can see, it's not really thick or anything, but I didn't use it as a real sketchbook for a long amount of time. I do not have a proper microphone or camera. I'm using a stack of markers and a matchbox to prop up my phone, so hopefully this all goes well. This sketchbook is from a dollar store. I'm from the Netherlands. I do not even know if they sell this right now anymore because I started the sketchbook in 2018. But yeah, that's where I got the sketchbook from. It's kind of... the quality of the paper is decent, but it definitely has a lot of bleed through, as you will see on some pages. I covered up my personal information and the names of friends with some sticky notes. You will see that in some of the pages. There's my Instagram at, just in case if I ever lost this, someone could contact me. So yeah, let's just get into it. See how this goes. Like I said, it almost took me 4 years to finish this. Started in 2018, finished it in 2022, so yeah, quite a long time. I didn't use it as a sketchbook for the longest time. Skip the first page because fuck this fold. Yeah, I had the urge to date every single page, which I stopped doing in my current sketchbook, and I commented on a lot of my own art. Which some of them are really funny, some are kind of sad. We'll get to that when we get there. Yeah, these first couple of things were mainly from Pinterest references. These as well. I believe I did the coloring for this with like an ink wash. I just mixed ink, like I think it was Winsor & Newton India ink, with some water in a water brush, and I just used that as a wash. Yeah, some dogs. Some gay shit because you gotta. You can see like the bleed through of even normal pens sometimes. This is still all 2018. Yeah, this one is also from Pinterest. I drew before 2018. Not a lot, but also I had a big period where I just stopped creating anything because I just had either so much stress or I just hated everything I created to the point where I didn't want to draw anymore. I still have that to a certain degree, but not as much anymore, at least not to the point of me stopping drawing. Yeah, also mostly from Pinterest. He does not have a back of the head, so that's fun. This is a piece of clear tape from when I tried making a sticker for a friend of mine, and when I tore the tape off, it left an imprint, so there's now just essence of Kermit there, which is fun. This was supposed to be an OC design that I never went through with. Also, my style has changed so fucking much. Yeah, these are some friend names. This is a cool like comparison. I went back to this page and this is one of my absolute best friends, and I drew them closer to what they currently look like. Obviously still stylized, but you can see that the style has changed a lot. We do not talk about the anatomy of this one. I hate it with a passion. I hate this page. I also wasn't really sticking anything in there and using a lot of color, which makes the sketchbook kind of boring to me. Whoopsie. Another Pinterest study. Moving on to 2019, as you can see, I didn't really draw a lot in these years. I remember drawing this during class. I asked a friend of mine at the time who I was sitting next to during college, what should I draw, and he said lizards, so that's what happened there. This is that same friend and me at the time, dressed up in like 70s-ish clothing. This is an unfinished piece of Adam Ant from Adam and the Ants. This page I left empty for some reason, and then I came back to it in 2021, which is why my style looks so different there. Yeah. More stuff. This is the same as the last page. Came back to it later and just wanted to fill it up. Just a random swatch page and random stuff. Tiny Kermit, as you do. This page is planning for a flask that I had. We invited, so the friend that I mentioned before and I used to live together, and we were throwing a Halloween party for some of our friends, and we were running a one-shot D&D campaign that I was gonna DM, and for the vibe, I guess, we had flasks, and I was gonna paint this on my flask, which I did, and then I lost it, so that's fun. This is one of their D&D OCs. This was supposed to be not from campaign 2 of Critical Role. Didn't look up a reference, don't know how to draw a goblin. It's great. This is when I moved into the house I'm currently living in, and made a new friend who also draws. And I started actually using this as a sketchbook. So we did a challenge where we had to randomize Pinterest pins and then create an OC, which is my actual first OC, Katu, my baby. I love them so much. More swatches, back when I was really into Hunter x Hunter. Planning for how I was gonna do his reference page, his OC sheet. This is actually pretty close to how it actually ended up looking. Yeah, honestly, not too bad for a planning page. Another OC I made, Callisto, who I have not drawn in a long time. I think I wrote down somewhere that he is not a vampire because some friends kept asking if he was a vampire. He is not a vampire. Another OC called Mera, who I cannot draw because for some reason I designed him in a style that I cannot translate for the life of me to my current style, and I keep trying and I keep failing. Yeah, he's a little shitlord. Next question. This is the friend that I used to live with and mentioned before. It was their birthday coming up, so I drew some things that reminded me of them. This was supposed to be a thumbnail for a different OC, I think. They're on the next page. People kept saying that it looked like a dog, which I understand. It's not a dog. I'll show you the OC. It's Niu. So that's kind of what her design looks like. She kind of has like a bull companion, which is what that was on the previous page. Haven't drawn her in a while too. More sketches of attempt at Mera and Katu. This is for a JoJo's thing I was gonna do and then didn't end up going through with. Same with this one. Had to fill up a random page that I left open, but I was art blocked, so I just drew some boxes without really knowing how to draw perspective, which, hey, I still don't know how to do that. This is for a friend, the friend that I drew my first OC with. I wanted to draw Bruno from JoJo's for her, and I think I was outside drawing at the time, and I couldn't get a reference picture up on my phone because my phone was empty, so I just tried to draw him from memory, but I hadn't seen part 5 at the time, so I tried to do it literally from what I knew about him, and I did know a lot about him, but as you can see, not enough. This is shit. Yeah, some more random practices, trying to find a style that I liked. Random pose practices. Hands. These are studies from The Crow by James O'Barr, which is my absolute favorite movie. I love it so much. I have the comic book. I love the comic book too so much, and these are studies from the comic book because I like the way that he stylizes the body and that he just draws muscles. It's really fun. More studies from the comic, some swatches because this paper bleeds through a lot, so I wanted to see what would bleed through and what didn't. Spoiler alert, most things do. You can see that a lot of it still bleeds through. random perspective practice after I watched a single video on it. I don't know if you can even see that. God, there we go. Some more OCs. This is another The Crow study. That's Mera, this is Katu. I actually really like how this one came out. I think I was planning on making this a full illustration when I got my gouache for the first time, but I got too scared to use the gouache because I hadn't used it at all, so I never ended up finishing it, but I still like the sketch a lot. This is the start of something absolutely beautiful, which you will see a bunch of. This is going to turn into one of my OCs, Cypress, who is a character in a comic that I'm working on, which there he is. So it's basically about vampires. These two are/were boyfriends before they were turned into vampires, and then they meet up later in life. He didn't know that this dude called Amos was still alive at that time, but then they meet up again, and that's kind of where the story picks up. Yeah, Amos can die. He's the antagonist of the story, and I do not like him. He is so fucky, but he can honestly rot. Cypress, my baby, I love him so much. I love how the sketch came out. This one, not as much, but it's fine. I really like how this one came out. It kind of reminds me of Skyward Sword, the Zelda game. I don't know, something about it. More planning for them, and like trying to figure out what makes their faces different from each other, like their eye shapes and nose shapes. I like how this sketch came out. Sorry, I keep checking to see if my sketchbook is in frame. Yeah, this is the yassification, I guess. These two are them before they turned into vampires, back when his name was still Dominic and his name Robin, and then after they turned into vampires. He actually picked his own name, and he got his new name from Amos, because Amos was like, yeah, I mean, you've been alive for so fucking long, you kind of need to adopt a new name because people are gonna ask questions. More of them hate this one. Except for the hand on that side, I really like this one. I love how Cypress looks here. I love him so much. Yeah, there's a lot of religion in this. Amos is a leader of a church. Now, this is Cernos. He is the D&D character of the friend I had that Halloween party with. He's a rogue satyr? I always have to think about it because they basically play him like a bard, and he's hilarious. I love him, but also eat shit. They specifically told me to give him nipple piercings while I was drawing him, which is why it says help here, because this is just such a fucky character, and he's really fun in campaigns. That's mine. His name is Mordecai. He's a tiefling and a cleric trickery domain, for anyone interested. I love him so much. He is so pretty. This is another OC from a different, oh god, campaign we were playing called Corey. He was a Goliath cleric, I believe. I love my clerics, is the thing. This is a random page. This is what I mean with when I say I put little comments next to it, different sketches. Just says who shoved him, because it looks like someone shoved him on the ground. Yep, kind of a trash page. More random doodles that I should have paid attention to, but I didn't. I kind of like how this one came out. It looks kind of like a zombie, honestly, but, you know. Also, we're in, like, May? Yeah, 5th month is May. May of 2021 at this point. Page that I never finished about, like, items I relate to the characters from the comic, or, like, what they would have as belongings. Basically, Cypress mostly wears comfortable clothes and shoes because he is used to living outdoors and, like, having the need to move around and be able to do everything he needs to do activity-wise, while Amos is trying to keep up the appearance of being a church leader and being more proud of his status in a way that, like, he likes to show his riches, basically. This is another OC of mine that I absolutely love. His name is Seppi. He is just a little punk clown dude. He's really fun to draw. I didn't look up any pose references, which, again, I should have done. I'm still horrible at anatomy, but at least you can see that there's progress here, which is nice to see. But, yeah, most of these are not that good. I like this one, though. It's kind of funky. I also love the neon green hair. This is another OC from the comic. They are a scientist working under Amos, kind of experimenting on humans and stuff like that. These are thumbnails for a piece I was doing digitally. This is more sketches of Amos and Cypress. I took this one from a reference, and I kind of like how it came out, actually. I like how Cypress is, like, sitting in the windowsill. Me trying as well to do, like, expressions, because I always make my characters super deadpan, and failing miserably. I still suck at expressions, but at least it's not just draw a smiley face and translate that for me personally anymore, which was not helpful for me to learn expressions. I've seen it work for some people, but it's not for me. Random heads that I did. I don't like most of these, but, you know, it was good practice, honestly. It was mostly also based on drawing different positions of the head and, I guess, views of it. Yeah. These were my OCs that I had at the time. Again, not being able to draw Mara. Neo looks pretty here, I like that. Seppi is just really fun and kind of easy to draw in a way, because he has so many things that make him him, like his makeup and piercings and like clothing, so it's kind of easy to make him look like himself. I kind of like this pose between Kato and Callisto, honestly. Not that bad. I could, like, make it a little bit more dramatic. Definitely, especially Callisto. This is when I was thinking about creating another sketchbook, and I haven't done anything with this, but I wanted to make the first page just an illustration of JoJo's, and I was trying to decide on who. I really like how this one came out. It's just a little thumbnail, but it's Jonathan, my favorite of the Joestars, with Dio hanging over him. I don't know if you can even, like, see the writing on here, but this is Josuke and Okuyasu, and this is Jonathan and Speedwagon, which is also fine, but I don't like the composition of this that much. These two are just pose practices, basically. Polnar up and gyro. This is when I started getting into Resident Evil 8. Me and everyone else being obsessed with, oh god, Lady Dimitrescu? I don't know how to pronounce her name, and Heisenberg. My stinky old man, I guess. Yeah, just a random sketch page. I might have done this on the train, honestly. Like, when I have to sit in the train or on public transport for a long time, I tend to just take out my sketchbook and do a bunch of shit. Yeah. This was for a piece I was going to do for a friend, of just a sexy pirate lady. Never finished it, never went through with it, but she's there, I guess. I was very art blocked here, and I tried to draw my Pinterest feed, which was mostly memes at the time, and some clothing and stuff. This was... I don't know what I was thinking with this one. I thought that this might be a new OC, but I don't like how it came out. Someone told me that it kind of looks like a Skate the Infinity OC, or like Adam from Skate. Yeah. Yeah, I've never drawn him again, and I always forget that he is even a thing that exists. But he's there, I guess. This is an OC. This is Chester the Jester. He has little, like, jester hat thingies instead of ears. I love him. He's funky. I haven't drawn him since, but he is my child and I love him. This is me, again, trying to figure out how to draw things, expressions. I watched a video of someone explaining kind of this breakdown of expressions, and I tried to do it with Cypress. It didn't really work for me that much. Then again, I also didn't practice it enough, but there's definitely an improvement in this versus how I used to draw my expressions, so any improvement is a good sign. Another D&D OC of my friend. This is a changeling character, and this is their persona they had living in a city. He runs an apothecary, like an herb store mostly, which is why he has so many herbs in his hair. He's great, I love him. This was me having basically a mental breakdown, just wanting to draw bad Kermits, which is why there's an entire spread of bad Kermits. Yeah. Another Kermit. This was me planning out a notebook I was making for my best friend, because they were visiting me in like a week or something. So I was planning on how to paint the cover for that. These were like pins I was trying to make. This is an inside joke, Goblin Protection Squad, because my friend and I refused to kill some goblins in D&D and then basically adopted one. Yeah. This is Arthur. This is an OC that I basically got. My friend and I, who used to draw together, who I created my first OC with, we decided that we were gonna create OCs for each other. And this is the OC that she created for me. And I love him a lot. He's like very based around poison, and it's really fun. It's really fun. I think I created, like, she's not in here, but I created a roller skating girl for her. Yeah. Yeah, she was very sweet. I like her. Trying to simplify my style and get like a secondary style, basically. Not working out completely. I don't hate how this one turned out. These two are fine as well. This just looks like Link, honestly. We don't talk about this fucking one. She's also fine, honestly. These are some studies I did of people whose art styles I like. If any of you want to look them up on Instagram, I think it's only on Instagram, but it could be that some of them are on TikTok. This person is on TikTok for sure. Their ad is T1KVIN. I think this person is both on TikTok and Instagram under this name, Lord.Vanadium. This is my friend who I used to draw with, Yuromi, and I sadly don't have this person's ad because the picture I had wasn't signed and not posted by their account, so I don't have their ad, sadly. But yeah, these people create such good art. Go follow them if you can. Trying to mix what I like from their styles to kind of create my own style. I like this page quite a lot. Apart from a couple of them, I really enjoy most of these. Like, I really love this one, and I really love this one. And then this one is fine. These two as well. These bottom three I don't like as much, but like, I like them a lot. And I also did most of these digitally, like I colored them in and put actual line art on them, which was really fun. This is me trying to translate kind of that style to my OCs, and I love how most of these came out. Fucked up on Arthur here, but redrew him there. Yeah, I actually really enjoy Seppi in this style. He might be my favorite OC to draw. Like, him and Katu are my favorites to draw, but I draw especially Cypress the most, which is good practice, I guess, if I want to end up drawing a whole comic about him being the main character. It's a good thing. Yeah, messy page because art block. Trying to simplify Katu, it absolutely not working. In hindsight, this one is not as bad, it's just kind of the same as what I drew before, which is why I didn't like it. This one I did in the train, which is why it's so scratchy. I was listening to music and gave myself the challenge of drawing a character inspired by the song that was playing within the time limit of that song, while on a moving train. And the trains in the Netherlands are not super stable most of the time. But yeah, I don't like most of these. He's kind of funky, but I don't, yeah, whatever. More random headshots. Another attempt at drawing Mara that completely failed. He actually does turn into an OC. Yeah, I develop him right here. He is the best friend and love interest of Seppi, and I love him a lot too. I wrote down too many OCs this order because I love creating characters and then never drawing them again. I'm trying to get better at that. Then again, before I drew any of my current OCs in my new sketchbook, I created literally another OC. But I'm trying to fix that. I'm really trying. I love this little doodle I did of them though. More of Seppi and Crow. This is when I finished reading Song of Achilles and I had to get it out of my brain. Not at all how I picture Achilles and Patroclus to look, but you know, it's out there. They're there. Crow, another dude that in hindsight looked too much like an artist I was looking at for a little bit too long. Like, I didn't look at their art while drawing him, but I'm just kind of uncomfortable with how close it is to, like, their style and OCs, so I never did anything else with him. This is a scrinkly little guy. That's all. Random page. These are two of my friends. I love them so much. Drew this DILF, and it looks like Nanami, kind of, but not really, so that happened. I like this one a lot. This one I got cheap new alcohol markers, and for some reason decided I was gonna try it out on my crappy sketchbook that normal markers bleed through. I love how these two came out though. Like, honestly, for not really using alcohol markers, kinda cute. I love the red line art on this. Yeah, just complete bleed through on this one. Doodle little guy that I like. He's there. Yeah, I was trying to make character books for my 2 players in D&D sessions, who are both my friends. I'm usually the one who DMs, and I wanted to give them a little gift, so I made little special, like, character booklets for them with an image of their character on the cover, and then enough space to write everything down with a bunch of boxes. Here's another OC. Let me try to show you him. This is Desmond, or Des. He's cute. He's an artist and he's kind of shy, but he's very sweet. I like him. He's also fun to draw. I like drawing his hair. One of his friends in whatever AU he lives in is also in the sketchbook later on, because guess what? I created another OC. I was having a bad art day. I hated everything I drew. In hindsight, it's not the most horrible. But, you know, when you're in the moment, you get to feel some type of way. These are just Pinterest references. More random doodles. This one, for some reason, reminds me of Mads Mikkelsen, and I am so sorry to Mads. If you're watching this, sorry for putting you in a cat collar. Wasn't even meant to be you. My bad. Yeah, random Spider-Man. Random little guys. These are more studies. I hope you can read the names of everyone. I'll quickly go through them. I think most of these are from Instagram, if you want to follow them. This is Jekko PG. Jekko JPG. Jesus. This is Onamino. FunnyLunetta.art. Ethan Becker70, who also makes videos on YouTube, and he is really fucking good. Nixus Lower-Art. Sweaty and Upsetty. James Obar, who did the Crow comic, and Doodledun. I love these people's art a lot, so I was doing a little bit of, like, analysis, I guess, of what I like about their art style, what stands out to me the most. Very useful. I like that a lot. Drawing some random characters. This one is basically just Hisoka. My bad. That's Desmond, my baby. I drew this on the way to a monument reveal, which was like a family thing because the monument was related to my family, like my great-grandparents or whatever, and the car ride was like 3 or 4 hours long, so I just drew a himbo, as you do. Yeah, this is my other friend's D&D character. There's a lot of D&D in the sketchbook, who I made the book for as well, and tried to specialize it. Some random Pinterest references, mostly based around expressions. I actually quite like most of these. It's definitely better than what I would be able to do without reference, so use your references, kids. Look up a reference and use it, please. I'm always too lazy to do it, but please do it. I really like how this one came out. I think this is the only one I didn't use a reference for, to be fair. But whatever. These two are random guys. This one, for some reason, looks like Mino from Shiny. Again, unplanned, my bad. Mordecai, my D&D OC, and Desmond. This one also looks like Mino from Shiny. Bruh. Yeah, random stuff. I don't hate this one, actually. I like this one. And he is bald. Good observation, me. But I like the way I shaded and, like, drew his features, I guess. Random page in which I was trying to figure out how to draw a mohawk and clearly failed. Because what the fuck is a mohawk? Never drawn it before. It's a little dude I drew for a friend of mine. Kind of like sketching him out for a little piece that I did. I don't think I made him into a sticker, but I was trying to. I think that's what I designed him for, at least. I like how this one came out. I like the perspective of it. Some more Pinterest doodles. I like this page, not composition-wise, but I just like how most of these came out, except for the house, because I suck at drawing houses, because I don't draw, like, structures, which is something I'm trying to do more. I love how this one came out. Just the expression and the way he is actually posed. The picture is really cool, and I like how I translated it. Same with her. Just really pretty. Yeah, muscle practice because I love drawing beefy guys, and I've gotten more and more into that. So this is the beginning of that. It's pretty decent, pretty good. Definitely helped me a lot in anatomy. This is another birthday gift for a friend. I decided I was gonna draw just a random beefy man in lingerie because why not? Don't take me down YouTube, he has clothes on, I guess. This is really close to what the final piece ended up looking like, actually. It's on my Instagram, but I did it digitally and then printed it out, put it in a picture frame, and they have it on their nightstand currently, which I think is fun. Yeah. My comic book OCs trying to figure out what clothes I want to give them properly. Their designs have changed a lot clothing-wise. Like, the faces kind of stay the same, but definitely for clothes I was kind of struggling. Still am, but not as much anymore. Trying to figure out how I want to draw different features, trying different head shapes because I have same face syndrome that I'm trying to get rid of. I quite like most of these, actually. I don't know why I don't use them. Interesting. I hate this page so much. I was trying to do like a small little girl who is like best friends with a demon. No. Oh. So when Security Breach came out and I was watching a playthrough and this motherfucker showed up. Yeah. Me and clown adjacent characters. So I did a study of him so I could like doodle him properly in a way. I like this sketch a lot, to be honest. It's like the one thing that doesn't fit in with this entire page. Yeah, when I gave my friend that buff dude gift, we were talking about creating a calendar with a hot buff guy in lingerie for every single month, which is what this is. Yeah. And it was New Year's, 2022. An NPC in my D&D game that I'm obsessed with, Gallius, my beloved, I love him so much. Random sticker ideas with another Tiny Kermit. Trying to draw different animals. Yeah, because I don't draw them enough. Post-practice. Yeah, trying to simplify Sun and failing because me and details, but not really. Art block again, but also failing at proportions. More Cypress and Amos, because I love them. Hate this one though, but I love them. Gallius, again, my beloved. This turned out looking like Link from Zelda, and here's where I started actually wanting to give up because I wanted this sketchbook to be over. I wanted to start a new sketchbook. I clearly wanted this to end. This is Cypress and Amos again, and these are just some random guys. Yeah, once I get a body I'm more comfortable in, mostly like top surgery and stuff, these are clothes that I would love to wear. Like muscle tees, more crop tops, shorts, different things that I just have on my Pinterest boards. So I decided I was gonna fill a spread with that, because it's fun. This is the other OC I was talking about. Desmond's friend, Reese. I love him. I love him so much. He's part of the book club, and he is the only member because he doesn't think anyone else is as invested in literature as he is, or like serious enough about it, because he's a dumbass. But Desmond is like a good artist, so he allows Desmond to join so that he could illustrate his book. Yeah. I like the way this one came out. Like the upturned head. It's kind of cute. Yeah, Karjo from Skyrim, because I love Skyrim, and my orc? Yeah, it's in my orc playthrough. Karjo is my follower, and I love him dearly. These are just trying to draw myself, because I don't know what I look like. Some of these are really wonky, but I like timestamped when I took all of these pictures. I shaved my head. Oh, cute. I almost waited a year to shave my head again. Cute. Yeah, currently my head is also shaved again. Kind of growing out, though. Some of my favorite people, characters, I guess. Legoshi. I don't like Legoshi that much, to be honest, but I wanted to draw him. And he actually came out cool. Yeah. Cicero from Skyrim, Gary from Eep, Miles Edgeworth from Ace Attorney, Link from Zelda, and Simon Blackwell from Ace Attorney as well. Some more random doodles, again with I want the sketchbook to end, because I really wanted the sketchbook to end. More Pinterest references. I like how this page came out, actually. Apparently I bought a book that day. Sick. But yeah, I especially like how these two came out. Very cool. Trying to draw people sitting in chairs, because I don't draw that, and I need to draw people interacting with each other and objects more. Random people, mostly. This is Reese again. I like how this one came out. It's kind of a funky pose. Very threatening. This was a Pinterest reference, but it actually came out really nice. I like this. This is the beginning of me trying to find a self-sona, I guess, like a persona to draw that represents me, but also not really. This is a plushie I have that my best friend crocheted for me, and I called him Speedwagon because he's a bee and I'm dumb. I saw someone do this and I thought it was so cool. Basically creating the same underlayer for a character and then dressing them up kind of as it goes on, so it's different layers of clothing. They don't have a face because it's not an OC yet, but it could be a detective OC, and I like how these came out. I like the outfit, and I just like how that came out. This is when I watched Hellboy, after not having seen that for like 15 years, I don't know. And I got really into it. I love Ape Sapien. I actually kind of like how most of these came out. I like these two. I actually like all of the Ape ones. And then I like the side profile a lot of Hellboy. Yeah, me developing my persona more. Two different outfits that I like to wear. Yeah, my hair changes kind of with me, and at the time that I didn't have my hair shaved off yet, I had it kind of like this with a white streak and white at the bottom. So that's what they looked like. This is the emoji challenge where my friend and I gave each other 3 emojis, and we had to create like a character and or scene based off of it. They gave me prosthetic arm, vial of question mark, and brain. So I created this like scientist guy, like working on his prosthetic arm in a lab or something. I don't know, kind of fun. This is when we watched Hellboy 2, and I fell in love with Prince Nuada because his design is so cool. I don't like how the spread turned out because this is the first spread I tried to do like both pages coherently on, and I did not know how to handle that. So there's a lot of empty space on this one. But I like how these 3 sketches came out. This is the weapon he uses, and then a quote from the movie. More post-practice. I watched Jacob and Julia from Secret Sleepover Society / Drawfee play Journey, and I got back into the game after years. Also Hollow Knight sketches. Hand practices, because I need to learn how to draw hands. Hair practices, because I need to learn how to draw hair. Mohawk, less horrible than before. Random Detective OC, and yeah, I need to work on varying, is that the word to use here? Using different face shapes and like switching up how I draw Dilfs, because he looks like every other Dilf. And yes, he needs to be mustier and more tired and moody, which I kind of got across here, honestly. And it's kind of the same outfit as the layered one from before. These 3 are clowns from Pinterest, and these patterns are also from like mostly Pinterest things, because I like clowns. I want to draw them more. So yeah. We're getting to the end. I really just wanted the sketchbook to be over with, and I thought, let me just do a funky composition. I like the composition, hate the execution. Like, his face isn't too bad, but I definitely rushed this one. And then I did another post-study, because I like doing those, and I need to do those more, honestly. And that's the end. Drew myself, very happy with the fact that it had finally ended. And then in the back I just have the heights of all of my OCs that I had at that time. I think there's only one more currently that is not in the sketchbook, Soren. But maybe if I ever finish my second sketchbook, which I will show you the entire list. Yeah, so it took me like almost 4 years to do that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and maybe see you next video.